Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, earlier guys, we were doing a little program and we were talking about the Quran. أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنِ. Every surah, we have to think about where does the surah take its name from. Why is Surah Baqarah the summit of the Quran, the mountain of the Quran, the pinnacle of the Quran? If you take a look at Surah Al-Baqarah, there's two main sections. The first section is the creation of humanity and God's favorite nation, Bani Israel. All the trusts and amana that they took, how they broke them, and what led them to their downfall. And the second half is the new chosen nation, the Muslims, and what trusts Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking from the Muslims. To backtrack a little bit, if we think about Surah Ali Imran, the family of Imran, a lot of people don't know the main central theme of this surah is the family of Imran, these people that you worship. It is refuting the Nasara, the Christians. These people, the family of Imran in which you have worshipped, they are starting the surah off with Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. They mention Isa alayhi salam, his passing away. They say mutawaffika, Isa, you will die. They mention Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. If he were to die in battle, would you lose your faith? And over throughout that surah, we're seeing Shahidallahu la ilaha illallah. We're hearing la ilaha illallah. Allah is not like human. He doesn't pass away like his messengers. There's nothing like this. This family of Imran, in which you people are worshipping, it's constantly backed up with La ilaha illallah. There's only one Allah. We don't take humans for worship. And likewise, Surah Baqarah, the cow. This instantly clicks with the human of the greatest sin, shirk. They took the cow for worship when Musa alayhi salam was getting the revelation. And when we think about this surah being the pinnacle, there is 3 pages in the Quran. It feels almost like it doesn't fit. And it is the pages of the Qibla changing in Surah Baqarah. It is this one section between Bani Israel, the creation of humanity, how they failed, and the new nation, and the promises Allah is taking from them. There is these pages about the Qibla changing. And they use the future tense. To this day, people would say, what is wrong with these people? They face Mecca, they face this Qibla, and what is going on? Who's established our haram? It's Ibrahim alayhi salam. And the group here is going to make Umrah, and inshallah I'll be joining them. When he established and he made the Kaaba, it was in a dry, barren land. There was nothing there. With sincerity, supplication, and having ikhlas. They were cleaning around that area. And they were saying, Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka antas sami'ul alim. Allah accept from us. Allah accept from us as they're doing righteous deeds. Today, if you look at Mecca, it's the center of the world. It is the most the most expensive building in the world. It is none other than Masjid al-Haram. It's the most expensive building in the world. Allah is always telling us He is Ghani. And all of us, we are poor, whether you have money or not. You look at all these details. The most popular name in the world is what? Muhammad. If you add all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, who has the most followers? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The most studied military mind? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. The only person to end world hunger. Today all the leaders, we get together, we talk about how we can end world hunger. Only one person did it. And that is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So this site, not only is it the change of the direction in which they're praying, inside this lies the identity of the Muslim. The love that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam had for Islam, the Kaaba, the way the Quraysh and the arrogant amongst the chieftains used to claim their lineage to Ibrahim alayhi salam. Allah constantly refutes them and tells you he was Hanif. He turned away from being a mushrik, polytheism, and all these kinds of things. So these surahs in the Quran, where they take their name from, if you reflect upon it, there is great value and virtue in why is this called Surah An-Nisa? Why is this Surah Ma'idah? Why is this Surah An'am? Al-A'raf. There is tons of virtue if you to think about these surahs. There is just tons of wisdom behind it. And I want to touch on, before I pass it to Sheikh Tariq Mahmood, the concept of shirk, being jealous. Being jealous is a minor form of shirk because you think you know better than Allah to remove a blessing that He bestowed in infinite wisdom to a believer. If I want your car to be destroyed, I'm thinking I know what's better for the servants of Allah than Allah. And this is clearly associating yourself with Allah. over reflecting and thinking about the past, heartbreak, loss of your business, this is a minor form of shirk. You think you can rework situations and make them better than Allah? Absolutely not. Everything comes from Allah, and the key to success is to have optimism and to move forward. The Prophet is not dwelling in all these miseries that happened to him, and nobody had a harder life than him. All his children passed away. He's fought against his people. Everything bad is happening to him, but he always keeps a smile, and if negativity comes around him, even if it's from the great companions like Abu Bakr radiallahu anh, he would turn around and leave. The Prophet doesn't accept a negative word, a negative thought. He always moves forward, and he stays in the present. He doesn't dwell on the past and think about what could have been or what should have been. He accepts the decree of Allah. Everything comes from Allah, good or bad, and he always kept optimism, and he kept moving forward. And in this Qibla change, a lot is mentioned about the identity of the Muslim, what they're about, where they're from, which location, how can you recognize them, what goes on around this Kaaba, the significance of this Kaaba. And we all must know, since we're in Medina, by mutual consensus, the holiest site in Islam is Ar-Roda, the Roda, where the tomb of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is. It is the most holy site in Islam, not the Kaaba. So understand the rank, or we can't fully understand, but we should try in this month to understand the significance of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You cannot separate the Quran from the one who gave us information. We wouldn't know about Nar or Jannah. We wouldn't know about any of these things. So if we're always trying to lower his rank and make him merely a human, know that, there might be a big problem for you on the final day. Nobody, Abu Bakr radiallahu anh says, nobody except Allah knows the true rank of Khatam al-Nabiyyin, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So I'll pass it to Sheikh Tariq Mahmood. He could translate or give you his own thoughts in the Urdu language. Bismillah, it will be beneficial.
MashaAllah. شیخ عمر حیدر جو کہ مدینہ طیبہ میں پڑھتے ہیں، عالم ہیں اور ماشاءاللہ اسلامک اسکالر ہیں، وہ انگلش میں نبی رحمت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا درجہ محبوبیت کی بات کر رہے تھے. ڈیفینیٹلی نبی رحمت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی محبت اور حضور کی اتباع اور حضور پر جان فدا، حضور کے ساتھ جانثاری رکھنے کے علاوہ ایمان کی نہ کوئی حلاوت کو محسوس کر سکتا ہے اور نہ ہی حقیقی طور پر وہ رب کائنات پر ایمان رکھ سکتا ہے. جس طرح شیخ عمر حیدر فرما رہے تھے کہ ہم لوگ دوسروں سے حسد کرتے تو حسد کا مطلب یہ ہے کہ اللہ کی دین پر راضی نہ ہونا، اللہ کی تقسیم پر راضی نہ ہونا. اللہ رب العزت نے جو تقسیم کیا ہے سمجھنا کہ یہ میں بہتر تقسیم کر سکوں، بلا شبہ یہ شرک کی ایک قسم ہے. اللہ کریم ہمیں اللہ کی تقسیم پر راضی رہنے کی توفیق عطا فرمائے. اور شیخ عمر حیدر جس طرح فرما رہے تھے، نبی رحمت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی پرسنالٹی وہ پرسنالٹی ہے، وہ شخصیت ہے جو کائنات کی عظیم ترین شخصیت ہے. ہر اپنے بھی بیگانے بھی اس بات کا اعتراف کرتے ہیں کہ بلا شبہ نبی رحمت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی پرسنالٹی میں عیب تو دور کی بات ہے، عیب کا شائبہ تک نہیں ہے. اور جس طرح یہ فرما رہے تھے حضرت صدیق اکبر نے جو فرمایا، اللہ کے سوا کوئی نبی رحمت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی حقیقت کو اور حضور کے مقام محبوبیت کو کوئی بھی پہچان نہیں سکتا ہے. ہمارے لیے صرف اتنا لازم ہے، جس طرح کہ امام محمد رضا خان فاضل بریلی رحمۃ اللہ علیہ نے ارشاد فرمایا تھا، لیکن رضا نے ختم سخن اس پہ کر دیا، خالق کا بندہ خلق کا آقا کہوں تجھے. ہمارے ذمہ لازم ہے ہم حضور نبی رحمت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم سے محبت رکھیں، حضور کی اتباع کریں اور حضور نبی رحمت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کے لائے ہوئے دین پر خود بھی عمل کریں اور حضور کا پیغام باقی دنیا تک بھی پہنچائیں اور اللہ کی کتاب کو مضبوطی سے تھامیں، قرآن کو مضبوطی سے تھامیں. بلا شبہ نجات کا ذریعہ ہی نبی رحمت صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی سنت اور اللہ کی کتاب قرآن مجید فرقان حمید ہے. اللہ کریم ہمیں اپنے ایمان اور اپنے دین پر مضبوطی اور استقامت عطا فرمائے. اجازت دیجیے الکرم ٹریولز اینڈ ٹورز کے سارے احباب کا شکر گزار ہوں اور دعا ہے کہ اللہ کریم ان دوستوں کو ترقی عطا فرمائے، عروج عطا فرمائے اور امت مسلمہ کو، حضور کے سارے امتیوں کو اللہ کریم دونوں جہانوں کی عزتیں اور سعادتوں سے سرفراز فرمائے.